Place this under cucumbers when planting them in the ground. Experienced gardeners do this. You'll provide cucumbers with essential nutrients right from the moment they're planted. These nutrients improve the cucumber's health, enhance flowering, and reduce fungal diseases and pests. The decomposing materials under the cucumbers also generate heat, which cucumbers love. So pick some nettles growing in your garden. If you have dandelions, commonly known as milkweed, pick their leaves. You can also pick clover leaves, which often grow in the grass, as well as yarrow leaves. Grass itself is also ideal for cucumbers. All these plants are suitable for cucumbers. Put them into the planting hole. Chopped nettles and the other picked plants. Dandelion leaves, clover leaves, yarrow leaves, and grass. Cover them with a thin layer of soil and water them. The water will speed up their decomposition. Then cover them with another layer of soil and plant the cucumbers on top. The harvest will surely surprise you. The cucumbers will be delicious and perfect for pickling. Water these seedlings. You'll manage to strengthen them before planting them in the field. You'll speed up the development of roots, shoots, and leaves. You'll fortify the young plants. They'll be more resistant to diseases and unfavorable weather conditions. To prepare it, you need a few products that you surely have at home. To start, about 10 grams of onion skins are enough. Transfer them to a jar and pour about a liter of hot but not boiling water over them. Close the jar and set it aside, preferably for 1 day in a warm place. The next day, strain the liquid through a sieve lined with gauze. This liquid alone is rich in many nutrients and minerals such as potassium, phosphorus, and magnesium. To this water, add 1 teaspoon of dried yeast and 1 teaspoon of sugar. Mix it and leave it for 2 hours. Yeast is a source of B group vitamins. It also contains magnesium, phosphorus, and potassium. Before watering the seedlings, the fertilizer should be diluted in 4 liters of water. Water the seedlings with the diluted fertilizer. You'll strengthen tomato seedlings even before planting them in the field. You can use this fertilizer once every 10 to 14 days. Even frail seedlings will become strong and healthy. Water the cucumbers with this. They will grow instantly. In the summer, you'll be collecting them by the bucketful. This simple fertilizer will make them grow like crazy. It will supply them with necessary nutrients. You'll quickly see the difference. The cucumbers will green up and start growing. Prepare a 1-liter jar and pour in some warm water, but not hot. Add 1 tablespoon of dried yeast to it. Stir the water. Then add 2 tablespoons of sugar. Stir again, cover the jar, and set it aside in a warm, dark place for 2 hours. After this time, prepare a 5-liter bucket with warm water. Pour the yeast water into it, and mix everything. This way, we'll get a yeast fertilizer concentrate. For daily watering of the cucumbers, it still needs to be diluted. Before you do that, water the cucumbers first with plain water. It's important to moisten the soil around the cucumbers well. Then use the jar and scoop out 1 liter of concentrated fertilizer. Pour it into a 10-liter bucket of warm water. This bucket will be enough to water about 10 cucumber seedlings. That's 1 liter of fertilizer per seedling. This way you can water the cucumbers even daily, if necessary. You'll supply the cucumbers with necessary nutrients and stimulate their growth. They'll fruit like never before. An old gardener revealed to me what to put in the hole for cucumbers. Thanks to this, I have extraordinary yields. I gather buckets of cucumbers shortly after planting them in the ground. How is this possible? Cucumbers need warmth and plenty of water to grow. You can provide them with suitable conditions right from the planting stage. The seedlings will be able to grow and develop better. Everyone knows that cucumbers grow best when it's warm. You can provide this warmth to cucumbers right from their roots. The method is so simple that it's hard to believe. If you have a lawn and mow the grass, keep it for the cucumbers. You can also pick it from the garden edge. Grass is incredibly valuable for growing cucumbers right from the planting stage. Thanks to it, cucumbers will have warmth right from their roots. Dig a sizable hole. Line it with the previously cut or picked grass. The whole secret lies in the fact that when grass decomposes, it emits warmth. So bury it in the ground where you're planting the cucumbers, and then plant the cucumber seedling on top of it. You can prepare the soil for sowing cucumbers in the same way. As the grass decomposes, It emits warmth, and thanks to this, cucumbers grow like crazy. I fertilize hundreds of plants with this: tomatoes, cucumbers, onions, and other vegetables, but also potted flowers and those in the garden. And it is actually cost-free, a whole pitcher of fertilizer for basically peanuts. Sounds great, right? It has potassium in it, which is important for flowering and fruiting. It additionally has phosphorus, calcium, and magnesium in it. It reduces the development of pathogens. It protects the seedlings from rot. Currently, the briquette, as it is referred to, is increasingly used as a better alternative to fertilizers. It can increase yields by tens of % compared to lime fertilizers, for example. Briquettes are compressed coal dust. At the very beginning, take the briquette and break it into small pieces with a hammer. Do this in a bag so that the crumbs do not spill. Now the fine briquette sifts through a strainer into a bowl. You only need the contents of the bowl. Take a pitcher and pour half a liter of warm water into it. Now pour in our briquette. Mix it thoroughly. Another good alternative instead of fertilizer is coffee grounds. Pour a spoonful into the pot with coal and mix. Leave our concoction overnight. On the second day, add 500 milliliters of water. Pour our concoction through a strainer. If you've already done this, you can pour out liquid into a diffuser bottle and spray the plants without any problems. In addition, twice a month you can water your plants with our concoction. You will see the effects for sure. If you do this, your lettuce will be twice as big in a short time. You can start planting it in the field as early spring. Lettuce grows quickly and seems to have modest requirements. However, you might not always enjoy beautiful heads of lettuce. While frost doesn't harm it, something else can significantly limit its growth. Lettuce needs a lot of nitrogen, like all vegetables in the early growth stages. It also needs a lot of calcium. Therefore, it's a good idea to use eggshells for fertilizing lettuce. Crushed into a fine powder, eggshells can be sprinkled into the holes where you plant the lettuce. Eggshells are also useful for protecting lettuce from snails. A layer of crushed eggshells is an excellent deterrent for them, but there's another thing that fertilizes the soil and simultaneously protects the lettuce from snails: wood ash. Just sprinkle wood ash between the lettuces. It will serve as a good fertilizer and a barrier against snails. With these methods, your lettuce will form beautiful heads and won't be eaten by snails. If you have snails in your garden, you can get rid of them. Spray this all over the garden, and the snails will disappear. This natural mixture will repel these pests. Additionally, it eliminates aphids, caterpillars, and deters ants. If you have a garden, you are surely familiar with these pests. Snails can destroy crops, as they enjoy cultivated vegetables and fruits. You probably know that you can protect your crops with methods like using ash. Sprinkling ash around plants creates a barrier that stops snails. Another method is using eggshells. A sufficient layer of eggshells spread in the garden will also deter these pests, though you need a lot of them. Remember that coffee grounds can also be used in the garden like ash and eggshells. But today, I will show you a mixture made from them. Add 1 tablespoon of ground coffee or coffee grounds to 300 milliliters of warm water. Caffeine repels snails and other pests. Next, add 1 tablespoon of garlic powder. Garlic is rich in sulfur and allicin, which snails and many other pests dislike. Finally, add 1 tablespoon of mint, either fresh or dried. The essential oils in mint are excellent for repelling ants and snails. Mix everything and leave it for a few hours. Then strain it through gauze or a coffee filter. Dilute with about 3 liters of water. Use this mixture to spray the borders of the garden, paths, plants, and vegetables. Use it regularly, and you'll see that snails won't be as eager to visit your garden.